What is going on, guys, and welcome to Dota Chronicles, and today we're going to be talking about the new Brawl meta in 7.33. This is the newest update to Dota 2, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys what heroes to be picking from what I've seen in my ranked games, and give you guys the best tips possible for the experience I have. So basically, this meta is all about team fighting. From everything I've seen, all the games I've played, it's all about the early game. Nobody's really playing for the late game, and those teams who decide to pick super greedy and in for the late game, and you're versus an early game lineup, you will most likely lose the game, as you just won't be able to keep up. This is not a patch for Battle Fury, anti-mages, or just very greedy heroes. Even for Phantom Assassin, Faceless Void, like, you can play these heroes, but you have to go for an early item timing. Otherwise, you're gonna get completely screwed out of the game because you won't be able to keep up. There is no space to be made on the map if you're getting 5-man. It's all about death balling, so big team fight heroes are in the meta right now. I definitely recommend you guys to be playing Monkey King, Tusk. Phantom Lancer is pretty good just because his Shard and his Aghanim Scepter are really strong, and PL just feels absolutely broken. Techies feels really strong with his Aghanim Scepter as well for big area control, and overall just a very strong hero in the meta right now, as he can come online very quickly. Even in Pro League, the early game drafts have been winning the games. Sure, like if you play for the late game and you happen to have a decent mid game lineup, you could still win the game. It's not like if you play a Terrorblade or one of these greedy carry heroes, you're automatically going to lose the game, because it still comes down to a lot of gameplay factors, and that's just how Dota is. But I feel like the faster you can play the game with your team, the faster your carry can get involved, the faster you can win the games, because towers are getting absolutely shredded super quickly. Most of my games, either we've been going high ground at 50 minutes or they've been going high ground at 15 minutes, which is a timing that almost no carry in the last meta would be ready to fight into, and you're going to be at a huge disadvantage playing 4 versus 5 for that long of a time. So definitely recommend you guys to play these really fast snowballing heroes. Tusk is one of my favorites in the mid lane right now. He is still very strong. He got a couple of nerfs on his snowball stun and Shard's radius, but he's still really strong because he can fight consistently without too much commitment because his spells are very low cooldown. Heroes like Pudge, Monkey King can fight off cooldown as well if you go for the Diffusal build into Echo Saber. And the really cool thing now is that Echo Saber builds into different items as well, and also Diffusal, so they actually have an item upgrade, which we didn't have for a really long time, and it felt really bad to pick up these items in case the game went late. You would end up having to sell them because you weren't getting the value anymore, but now you can upgrade Echo Saber and Diffusal, so it's definitely very good. I think Monkey is very strong in the meta. Team Liquid picked it up mid, so it's definitely very strong in their eyes, and you can get around the map very quickly, as this map is freaking huge now. You need heroes with mobility that are able to go around the map very easily and have low cooldown spells, so you can get the most value out of that hero and be able to fight consistently. Because if you have a hero like Enigma, sure, one black hole can win you a team fight, but you're gonna be sitting away for another couple of minutes before you can actually get into a team fight because you're practically useless without your ultimate. That's something you do not want to play. Morta is also extremely strong in this patch. Morta overall has been a really strong hero in the meta. I definitely hate that hero, but I have to say it's very strong, and it can also fight off cooldown. Her ultimate is very low cooldown, and her abilities do a shit ton of damage, so you could definitely play her in the early game very easily without many items. Pudge seems like he's okay, but you definitely have to pick him into a decent Pudge lane. If you're playing him from the mid lane, you have to get yourself a good lane, otherwise you're gonna get pretty screwed, as his Aghanim Scepter was nerfed and Rot was nerfed in general. Pudge is just not the same as he used to be. He's not this lane dominator with the Aghanim Scepter. That is no longer the case, but he can still win games. You just have to snowball, land your hooks, and crush the mid laner. I definitely feel like this patch, other than fighting, it's very involved around the laning phase. I feel like if you get a really shitty laning phase and you get crushed, you die 2 or 3 times, the game might really be over for you, because yeah, there's a shit ton of camps for you to farm, but if the other team is competent, they're not going to let you catch back up. They're just going to keep running at you, take your towers, take your high ground, and you're not going to be able to farm fast enough because they're going to take all the waves, and that's where you can get your fastest farm, because the neutral camps don't really give that much gold, so you're not going to be able to catch up. So go for fighting items, go for heroes that can fight early, and I definitely feel like you guys will get the most MMR ever. This is definitely my patch. I hate farming. I love fighting. So definitely from the mid lane, I won't be farming much. I will be going for kills off cooldown, and it's been working out for me. Definitely recommend you guys to try out the playing style and not go for greedy heroes and don't farm too much. Definitely let me know what you guys think about this patch. Is it too much? Did they try and do way too much where it's really difficult for all the players to get adjusted to the amount of objectives and things you have to do on the map and how huge the map is? Or are you guys enjoying this new fresh take for Dota 2, which we really did need for a really long time, where we needed a big update like this because the game was getting a little bit stale? Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. A like would be much appreciated. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.